Hi everyone, my name is Bridget, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a comprehension strategy called double entry journals. The instructional focus of this is comprehension, but it also focuses on writing and content areas. I was really excited when I saw this strategy because if you've taken Literacy 1 with Chad, you know that he likes us to use these to summarize our readings. And I had never been introduced to this strategy before, and it's a strategy that I will use going forward as I found it highly effective. So I thought it would be great for me to highlight it through my presentation today. So, what is the double entry journal? It's essentially a reading log where you take your page and you divide it into two columns. The left column typically has quotes from the book, and the right column is where the student writes the reflection on the quotes. So it might look something like this. This is the direct picture out of our textbook reading. So you can see on the left-hand side, the child has written quotes from chapter 1 and then some reflections on the side. I find that it's helpful to include the page number with your quotes, just because if you want to go back and find it later to create some deeper reflections, it's easier to find. So why do we use this strategy? Double entry journals allow students to structure their thinking about a text they're reading. Each column acts as a representation of the student's comprehension of the text. How to use this strategy. So first you would distribute just a blank or lined paper to your students. You'll have the students set up the paper so that it's ready for the double entry journal. To do this, they typically divide the paper into two columns like you saw on the left side. One of the columns will be labeled quotes and the other one will be labeled reflection. Students, as they're reading or immediately after they're finished reading, gather the quotes that relate to them. And then on the right side, they write down their reflections of the quotes. And the reflection is really the important piece here because it gets students thinking about what they wrote. And that's really the focus of this strategy, is the comprehension. Now, the double entry journal can be used with alternative headings as well. So you might have, and the one that I find the most effective is on the left side, you'll have reading notes where you summarize a page into just maybe 2 or 3 sentences. And then on the right side, you'll make connections. So for example, if we're talking about comprehension strategies, maybe on the left side, you'll write comprehension strategies, and connections, you'll say, I watched the videos this week. In particular, this video stood out to me, and these are the reasons why they stood out. And it's really this connection piece that helps with the comprehension. Something else you might want to do if you're incorporating this type of comprehension strategy with younger kids is set up their page so that one side is predictions and the other side is what actually happened. So this is really fun to do with kids. Even if they're not really ready to start writing, they can draw almost like a comic style of pictures about what they predict might happen on the left side, and then on the right you can tell them to draw what actually happened. So again, we're working on this comprehension where the kids are able to link what's actually happening into the book into their journal logs. I just wanted to end it with a quote from our book that I loved, saying that this strategy allows students to have an opportunity to think more deeply about the big ideas they're reading. And I think that's really the key here, is that they're able to think deeply. So you're taking the big ideas and writing it in your left-hand column, either as a note or a quote, and then the right side of your paper is where the magic is happening, where that big deep thinking is happening, where you're making connections to yourself or connections to other courses, and that's where the magic really happens. So thank you so much for watching my slide. I hope you enjoyed it.